Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Box$Cast of 2014. I am joined, as usual, by Miko.
Hey, guys.
And also, we have Alex Gillon joining us once again.
Hello again, everyone.
And this Box$Cast is going to be primarily focused on the 2014 preseason tests in Jerez, as well as the new cars and all the new drivers and old for this radically changed year of Formula One. Things are really different, and I mean, it's been pretty crazy tests. A lot less running for some teams than you would expect, and a lot more running for other teams than you'd expect. So where are we starting?
Before we start, I just want to point out something for lols. In this script that Justin has sent us, he's typed out Jerez, H-E-R-E-T-H, just because he's American. He can't actually say Jerez with a J and a Z. Just for
and
lols.
I still almost messed it up, even with the phonetic spelling. So yeah, it would have been even worse if I didn't do that.
Can we swear on this channel?
Like slightly, you know, like a PG-13 movie.
Where Miko would have to edit it out?
Possibly.
No.
God.
We're gonna have so much bleeping in this.
Yes. Oh my god, yes. I'm looking forward to watching this video.
Well, speaking of bleeping, we're going to start with the Caterham, which has a very interesting nose that probably needs to be blurred out in certain countries. Pretty ugly. A lot of people don't like it. I mean, they think it's just a really nasty looking car. I'm sort of in favor of it just because it looks so freaking weird. It's just so strange from anything else.
I'm actually, I'm the same. Like, it's they put it on their own Twitter that it's kind of a bit of a Marmite style love or hate. I don't know if Marmite's in other countries. Is Marmite in other countries? Random tangent. Okay, yeah, it's like a love or hate thing anyway. So, but yeah, I'm with you. I quite like it just because it's so different. And yeah, they've gone radical for sure. They said they've got a few others in development, so whether they'll change it, I don't know. But it's an interesting concept anyway.
Yeah, I think Tony Fernandez even said on national television that he heard it's ugly, and he straight up said he doesn't care as long as it performs well.
Yeah, he said, doesn't he? If this season doesn't go well for Caterham and they don't score points and they don't do basically, well, no, not points. Just said if they don't do a lot better, then he's basically pulling out, didn't he? So it's obviously he just literally just does not care this season. He just wants performance.
I mean, certainly they want to get points. I mean, he said that he expected to have gotten some championship points at this point. So certainly that's got to be their goal. I'm wondering if maybe they're going to try and do what Marussia did in 2013 and just try for a really, really strong start. See if maybe you can sneak in a 9th or 10th place, you know, and then you can just kind of forget about development for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that's the case. But I think that's what they're going to go for. Because yeah, last year they didn't start with their 2013 car, did they? I don't think. I think they started with a slightly revised 2012 car and then moved to the 2013 car, didn't they? Pretty much. Or not. Maybe not the car. The chassis might have been in 2013, but the developments at least I think were quite late. So yeah, I think they're doing the opposite. It does show as well. It must be said the car's got some nice details on it. It does show that they started pretty early with this year's car because it does look a lot more, particularly a lot more refined than the Marussia actually, and it's got a nice, you know, I'm no engineer, but it seems to have nice few sort of aerodynamic elements on it and things like that. So it's looking pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the front wing is actually one of the most complex of the whole grid. It's very much like a Red Bull 2013 front wing.
Multi-element, lots of winglets and stuff.
I read somewhere though that a lot of the teams, well, not a lot. I think it's an Autosport. I was reading a couple of things that basically said then this team actually ran with their 2014 wing, and I was thinking, oh, does that mean other teams haven't then? So presumably, obviously they haven't got all the updates, but presumably some teams, like particularly the end plates, I think they were talking about because of they're obviously trying to wash the air out around the front tyre, which is obviously difficult to do. I don't think all the teams are running their front wings, so but I think Caterham, this is probably almost what they'll race with. To be honest, I doubt they'll have too much more to come. Not anything radical anyway.
Interesting. Now the driver lineup is all new. They're one of the teams that have gone with an all new lineup. Actually, are they the only team? No, Force India is technically an all new lineup as well. But Hulkenberg's returning, but still, Caterham's got an all-new lineup. They're bringing back Kamui Kobayashi, who did not have to give the €1,000,000 that he was able to raise last year. I mean, they've picked him up purely on merit. I got to say, it's a bit unfortunate for Heikki Kovalainen, because if they were going to go for somebody purely on merit, that's who you would have expected.
I thought he did give the money. I thought it wasn't like in his contract, and it wasn't like a demand that he gets to drive. But I thought he did give it as more like a sponsorship thing. That's what I heard. But I could be wrong. I also heard your thing.
Yes,
That's
but it wasn't.
well.
Okay, yeah, but it wasn't actually it wasn't a requirement. They didn't pick him up purely for the money.
I think it was just his aggression and his kind of flair, and just I think he's probably against the two. I think that's probably the right choice. He's experienced just like Kovalainen, and he's got that aggression and that little lift that might just get them, like in Brazil in, was it 2012? Obviously I think they were 11th, weren't they? So just like one place higher, and they would have got their first points. I think that it might just give them what they need, particularly in a season that I think is going to be very kind of up and down, and yeah, an interesting one.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I have to say, even as a Finn, I say they did the right choice by picking Kamui over Heikki, because his performance wasn't great in the last 2 races for Lotus, and I think Kamui probably has the more of the raw speed and aggression that you really need if you're going to race in Formula 1. And
he's a little bit younger too than Heikki as well.
A couple of years younger.
I honestly think that couple of races with Lotus actually probably even tipped over the edge for them going with Kobayashi, because he really did not look good. But I mean, obviously it was a big challenge. I mean, it's not like he was a test driver for that team. He was literally brand new to the team, to all their processes, all their steering wheel, how the car handles, the seating position. Obviously, it was all completely new. So 2 races is absolutely nothing. I mean, that's like after 2 testing days, putting someone at the end of a season when everyone's really experienced, just straight in. It's a bit ridiculous, really. So yeah, I think it was kind of a harsh judgment, but I think it was, at the end of the day, it was just Kovalainen's wrong choice, to be honest. I think Justin, you were particularly excited about Kamui coming in, weren't you? But I don't know. I've never really been like a huge Kamui fan. I think he's a good driver. He's a solid driver, but I'm not excited for him returning necessarily. It's a good move by Caterham, but nothing special in my eyes, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like bringing back Schumacher or anything like that. I mean, he's not a legend or anything. He's not even a race winner, but he will, make attempt. He seems to be very creative in his in the ways that he passes people. Well, I mean, in Suzuka, he's not very creative at all. He just always does it at the hairpin. But in general, he tends to go for moves that maybe somebody else wouldn't think of or even attempt to do, even if they did think of it. So I think a big stipulation, though, is if he's got the car to make those passes, because if the Caterham is a solid second off the pace, then he's certainly going to have trouble even getting alongside somebody, never mind actually passing them.
Yeah, but like my example of Brazil in 2012, obviously that was just a very, very mixed race. So it's, it might just take literally one extra move that other drivers might not pull off when he had the chance to get him a point. It could be that close. Obviously we don't really know yet, but it could full well be that close, definitely.
And the other driver is Marcus Ericsson, who drove in GP2 last year. Last year was the first year that I started watching GP2, so I was pretty familiar with him. There was 22 races in the season. He got a win, 2 pole positions, 3 fastest laps, and 5 podiums total, finishing 6th in the championship. But finishing 6th in the championship, I mean, you would expect that maybe there are other people in GP2 or even in former F1 drivers. I'm not really sure what drew Caterham to Marcus Ericsson. Does he have loads of money or anything? Do you guys know much about him?
Yeah, he brings sponsorship from Oldsbergs, which is I think they rent like these big cargo and passenger planes. They're a Swedish company.
Oh, okay. Well, anyone that brings sponsorship is definitely going to help. I mean, he's no slouch. I mean, it's difficult to win a race in GP2. Everyone in that series is trying to get into F1. They get a lot to prove. So it's a difficult series to win a race in. But
equal cars as well, aren't they, pretty much?
Exactly. And I mean, he's going up against other people in that who will be F1 drivers, and he's doing quite well. He did do very well at the end of the season, was when he really started shining. I think he had something like 6 races in a row in the points, and like 3 of them were podiums. So he did finish very strong, which may have kind of tipped Caterham to picking him up.
Yeah, and moving to the next team, of course, Marussia, who...
Hang on a minute, sorry. Should we just go back to the actual test results from Caterham? We didn't really touch on the amount of laps did and stuff. Sorry to randomly hijack it there, but I think it's quite an interesting point. I don't think he did many. 76 laps by the looks of it.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Over 4
more than
days.
Toro Rosso. Actually, more than any other Renault team, though, actually, which is very interesting. That Caterham was the team out of all 4 of the Renault teams. They were the ones that put in the most laps. I mean, they did more laps than Marusha's Ferrari, but they did almost as many laps as Toro Rosso and Red Bull combined.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely a solid test. I think they came out late. Was it the first day or second day they came out late? They definitely came out late as well, so they didn't actually have the full scope of the test. And obviously Renault had their issues as well, which Caterham couldn't really do much about. So I think they've definitely got some issues, not as serious as Red Bulls, which I'm sure we'll get onto. But they've definitely got issues. But I think they fared reasonably well considering their powertrain was not the best. So yeah, not a bad job from them in testing. Obviously, we won't really even look at times because it's pretty much pointless, isn't it, at this point?
Yeah, the slightly less, the less aggressive packaging, I think, will lend well to reliability in this season. Red Bull and even Toro Rosso are trying to get the maximum performance out of their package, and therefore they're using as little cooling as possible, where Caterham is limited to things that they can do. So that might mean that their reliability is really good. And in a season where we might see cars just pulling off to the side of the road during a race, that might actually mean that Caterham might get their first points if they can stay reliable.
I think, yeah, they have gone a bit conservative with their design, but equally, I'm sure not all the problems were Renault's problems, because Toro Rosso actually quite a lot of running. Was it on the penultimate day? I think the third day. I think they did. I think most of their laps on one day. So I guess Caterham actually on the final day did quite a few as well. But I think that there's still definitely some reliability things that they've got to work on, from their chassis. So I don't think they've straight away come out with a reliable car. They've definitely got some work to do. But I mean, Red Bull have got so much more resources than them that wouldn't surprise me if they're still less reliable than the other Renault teams, purely just because of let go, push the talk. Purely because they've just got a lot less sort of spending resource to be able to put into the car.